Hi ladies and John. Happy New Year to you all. This is the first class of this year that we've Bugger Flowers have been doing. My name's Flair, for those of you who don't already know, and tonight we're going to make a contemporary modern spring design. So I've decided to go with a lovely aubergine glazed pot. We've got a half a brick of wet Oasis that's already been soaked for you. It's brown because it's eco-friendly, so it breaks down much better than the green. We are trying different things in the shop to become more eco-friendly with our wraps and the things like raffia that we're using. The flowers, I'll just lift them here. So this branch twig with the catkins is called elder. The foliage is called pistache. This arrangement doesn't call for an awful lot of foliage because of the way I've planned the design. The other greenery that we have got though, which I'm going to show how to do a bit of plaiting, is lily grass, and it's much more friendly than bear grass because bear grass can be quite sharp, so when you're putting your hands through it like that it can give you a nasty cut. This is a lot more friendly. We've got 3 iris, beautiful blue colour, purpley blue. Anyone know what this is called? It's from the broom family, yeah. It's called Genesta, and you'll probably be able to smell it better than I can because we get used to the smells in the shop. But if you have a little sniff before you arrange it, it is lovely. It's quite a sweet smell. Good old daffodils. Everybody loves seeing daffodils this time of year, the promise of spring. They're just there. And our final variety are tulips. So I've gone for quite a sort of minimalist arrangement, but we're going to have it in a group effect. So first of all, we've got knives on our tables in your workstations. So you just want to chamfer the edges, not too much, just so it sits, and just push it down. Ideally we want the Oasis to come above the top of the pot. So when we put the stems in at this angle, they can flow down. If the Oasis is too low, everything will look like it's standing up straight to attention, and we want it to flow easily. Then we just chamfer the edges, so take away the sharp corners and just round that off, and that makes it much more easy for us to cover. And I'll just smooth it nicely so you've got this effect. Thanks. Okay, so then we could probably get away without it, but I do like to just tape the Oasis in situ as well. So this is called pot tape, fancy name, and I've just got to find the end. So there we go. Yeah. So just about no more than 1 inch on the side of your pot, and the same on the other side. And then we just need a little cross, and that'll hold it into place, and it won't sort of ping away. Okay, so that's what we want. Now for this arrangement I've decided to use spring flowers because of the time of year, but they're not the easiest stems to work with because they're quite soft. There's a lot of cells there and they're full of water and moisture. So what we need to do with tulips, daffodils, things like calla lilies as well, they've got a very soft stem, is we need to make the hole before we put the actual stem of the flower in. So I'm going to do my best to work so that you can see what I'm doing. I've got 5 daffodils, and I'm going to cut on the slant, and with the raw end that you're not using, pierce the Oasis. You've got your little hole there ready, and just that easy. You need the hole to be a centimetre-ish so it holds in place. If we're struggling when you come to put yours together, we can internally wire the stems as well. So to do that, we still need to make the incision with the stem, and then we've all got wires on our table, and you go up, it's like a straw, and you just catch it in, you feel the bite. Don't take it anymore because it'll come out and rip the flower itself. And don't forget where the hole is, that's where we want that going. Okay, so you can have a go at this way. If you're struggling, we'll go for the wired way. If you struggle and you're putting your stem in and you take it out again, you seen that stem that's actually blocked with the Oasis. So if this was a daffodil and I was to put that back into the Oasis, it would be totally blocked and the flower wouldn't get any water. So you might as well not bother because it's going to die very quickly. Okay, so we'll have some taller ones to the back. So I've made my hole and in we go. And having the varieties grouped together for impact. And we'll have the final tall one at the back here. Okay. Now cut it again. Right. As you're leaning. Yeah, do that. There you go. Right. Now, for coverage on the Oasis, what I thought I'd do is show you how to wrap bendy stems around the top of your pot. So, we've each got 2 pieces of Genesta. So, cut the biggest stem in half on the slant again. Take away your lower pieces because we don't want those going into the Oasis, and insert in the side here. Okay, then with a wire catch the tip around, cut your wire down a fraction, about half, and then that's just going to hold the Genesta in place. Okay, then we're going to come at it from the other angle. We'll just have to turn it, bring it round. No, just trim it back a bit more. Okay. And then just take your wire, twist it round the tips of the Genesta and pin into place. We can leave that there for now and we might decide to pin that in somewhere at the end. Now we're going to get some height with the elder and the lovely catkins. And this has been freshly delivered to us this morning. And the catkins last for ages, so even when these flowers are finished, you could always arrange these in a vase. It'd be nice at Easter. Okay. I just thought they were a bit more. I love Pussy Willow, but it's quite sort of tall and straight and rigid, where this has got more interest with the catkins bowing and the nice branches. So when I'm making arrangements, I'm giving you the idea, but you're making it for yourselves to take home. So I always say, when you're making it, make it so that it suits the place that you're going to put it in the home. So if it's going on a tall mantelpiece, go high. If you don't want, if you want it on a low coffee table, not so high, maybe longer. It's up to you. You just bear in mind, have a little think about where it's going to go when you get it home. Now, the next stems I'm going to insert are the iris. So we've got,
Excuse me, sorry.
bless you, can I have a tight iris off this stand because I need it taller than that? Someone's been messing with the iris. That's beautiful. So, tight one, tall, semi-open and full ahead, bud to bloom. Always tighter for the outer sides and then coming into the fuller heads to the centre of the arrangement. So I'm going to make this quite nice and tall. Cut on the slant. It's another soft stem. It's not as soft as your daffodils and your tulips, but it won't do us any harm to use the same method of popping them in. Okay? So there you can see I've gone quite tall. And then stage it down. So I'm coming through the catkins here. Just tease those away. There you go. And then you can tuck it back in. And then this is going to be my focal. The focal flower in an arrangement is the place where every stem looks as if it's radiating from. So it's just the absolute centre of where all the stems are coming from. Okay? I'm going to move. I've cut that and I need to do another there because they were too close together. Okay? So I've got some lower and some higher as well. Finally, the tulips. Tulips carry on growing. When they've been cut, you take them home, you put them in your vase of water and you come down the next day and they're all swan-necked, hanging over. It's because they carry on growing. And when they're growing, they're getting heavier and the weight of their heads makes them sort of do a swan neck. In order to stop that, some people like it, I quite like it, I think it's interesting to see. But just keep cutting them, basically. If you want them to stay the same height and to fit the vase neater, just keep giving them a trim and changing the water.
I did hear at one stage to when you buy a few flowers and they're wrapped up, to keep them wrapped and put them in the water, and they'll take in the water and the stems will be firm.
That's exactly right, because when we get our flowers in, we condition everything to the absolute, every stem is stripped so that there's no foliage going in the water to turn the water with bacteria. They've all got flower food. But yes, with our tulips, if you see on the stand, not the open ones there, but the ones behind John in the bunches, we've kept in the cellophane to keep straight, because they'll carry on growing, so that's supporting them, ready for when we're putting them out or selling them for orders. So yeah, you're right. So our little stem here. And don't forget, these are going to grow. So either take a tip and cut them a bit shorter than perhaps you're gonna need them, because they're going to grow, and by tomorrow they'll be a bit higher or they'll be over a bit more. Or you can always have a little rearrange, cut them down slightly.
If you put a wire in, will that stop the bendiness?
Not really, because they're still growing. It's the weight of the head. As that gets plumper and plumper, it's getting heavier and heavier, and it's growing and growing and growing. And that stem isn't going to have the strength to hold the head up, so that's why they dive. you can try wiring them, and that, you know, it would be another way of supporting them, but they will still do their like swan neck, yeah. But as I say, I quite like to see them doing their own thing. I allow it in our house. Okay. So just going to go with one taller here, and my last one just in the front. Okay. So that's all the flowers. So of course we can still see all this Oasis. Now normally when we make an arrangement to go out for an order, we cover all the Oasis and then put the flowers in. The reason I've done this way today is because of the stems I'm working with. I can put them in and be happy that they've got enough room and space in that Oasis because there's nothing else there. If I was to cover it with greenery, I'd be struggling to find the spaces, and because they're not hardy stems, they just break and squish, and we don't want that. We want them to get plenty of water. We want this arrangement to last as long as possible. Okay, so we're going to go on to our pistache, which is a lovely little leaf. We've got a big stem of it each, and all as I'm doing is cutting little clusters and filling it in between the stems. So just keep it going. In between. Just take away that brown bit there and just add some higher as well at the back if you want to. I'm not going to hide the elder though too much, because I think seeing the catkins makes it more interesting to look at. Okay. So we cover the back as well, because if it's going on a mantle and it might be going against a mirror, we'll see, oh, it's looking a right mess, isn't it? So we'll cover all the back with nice greenery, so it's professionally finished. Okay. Now I'm just going to turn it round because I can't quite see. My eyes don't bend round corners like they used to. So, okay. So I've still got a piece of Genesta and some little sprays. So this is quite a nice stem to place. You can just pop little bits cascading over to make interest through the design, and some coming over the other side as well. And take some pieces away from the bottom here. Now I've just broken them off. Now that's quite a thick bottom of that stem. We still need to cut them on the slant, or they're going to plug with Oasis and not go into the foam properly. Okay, I've just got to find. Fortunately these stems are thinner, so you will be able to get them in quite comfortably. And then the last piece coming around. Oh, I've got this as well. One richer than I thought. Half your wire. And the same as we did at the start. And we'll have those coming through the top. Now I've got one more little trick up my sleeve to finish and that's with the lily grass we spoke about earlier. So we've each got 4 strands of lily grass. Zoom in. So you're holding the 4 ends of the stems tightly together. Wire. Twist around. Okay. Pop it under the pot, the ends, and now we're going to weave. So basically I want 3 strands towards me, and the 4th one is over, under, over, and you repeat that to create like a wove plait. Now you can have it tight where you push it down like so, and it's like the basket effect there. Can you all see that? Or you can have it loose where you just open it out and have it looser. So you can see through. When this goes in the arrangement, we'll have it coming through. So it's under, over, carry on, repeat until you get to the end of this piece of lily grass. Okay, then another wire. Oh no, we won't, we'll have the raffia. We'll tie it off so it's like a bit of a decoration. So we've all got raffia in our pots. Take it around, tie it nice tight, knot there. Do a bit of a bow if you fancy. I'm just going to do a knot. Okay. Bend your wires in so they're not going to snag on anything when you're putting it in your arrangement. Cut your stems on the slant. And then I'm just going to have that coming up through the design just as a little quirky finishing touch. But that's your contemporary spring design. Okay? Okay. So there's 19 of these coming at your way now. Okay? So if you'd like to come through, Evie and Val will show you where